around 15 years ago, Denmark decided to go from burning coal in our power plants to burning wood, basically. Like we skip back in time a few hundred years and decide to start burning wood again. And so that decision has led to really big increase in the consumption of wood for energy in Denmark, and which means that we don't have enough domestically produced forests or residues to meet our own demands. So that means that we have started to import a lot of wood chips and wood pellets from other countries, and a lot of that comes from the Baltic. 37% of wood pellets and wood chips that we use in Denmark for energy comes from the Baltic countries, and only like 22% or something comes from Denmark itself. This means that from the Baltic countries, and this is primarily Estonia and Latvia, we get 1.1 million tons of wood pellets and 500,000 tons of wood chips in 2022. So that's a lot, I would say. Most likely, if I turn on my heat, I will be kind of responsible in some ways for the import of wood from your country. So there is this massive use of your resources here in Denmark. Of course, I'm not saying that if you live in certain areas in Estonia or Latvia where you don't have any other solutions, then that's your choice. But I don't think that Denmark should import and basically burn your forest, right? So I would leave your forest management up to you, but I mean, take Denmark for an example. Now it's mostly relatively young forest we have, and monocultured forest, like with few types of trees and the young trees. So we don't have a lot of untouched forest. It's only like 1 or 2% of the Danish area that is kind of left alone for nature. And so it's mostly plantation types of forests. And we do also use a lot of that for burning in Denmark for energy use, and also a bit for other uses as well. When we go out to a kind of plantation type of forest, we will say, well, that's a beautiful forest. And of course it can be beautiful and nice, but I don't think we have any real concept of, like what a forest can look like. That's a thing in Denmark. If there's a small piece of a forest that has been left alone for just 100 years, then it's almost, like a site. That's where you go to see, wow, that's old forest. If I were to take my son to a forest, I can't show him a forest that is untouched, and this is really high biodiversity forest. I wouldn't be able to show him that.